Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Thank you for joining us for morning prayer. Thank you for joining us for this reflection. Today, we are talking from the 25th chapter of the Gospel of Matthew, verses 1 through 13. It's the story that Jesus tells the folks about being prepared, really. Now, in this context, he was talking about being prepared for the end of the world. He was offering an eschatological view. But what he says is, the story he tells, he said, there's these maidens, and they're waiting for the bridegroom. And they don't know when the bridegroom's coming, and so but they got to be ready. They want to make sure that they're ready for when the bridegroom comes, so that they can do what they're supposed to do. He talks about oil. Some, he say, they go out and they get oil, all the oil that we need that night. Others, I'm not going to worry about it, they don't bother. The bridegroom comes in the middle of the night. Those with the oil, they light their lamps and they go out to meet him. Those without the oil, they beg the ones with the oil, can we have some? They say, no, we wouldn't have enough for everybody. So they have to go and buy oil in the middle of the night. By the time they get back, the bridegroom's come. He's taken the maidens into the feast, and they've locked the doors. And when those who sought out the oil, Jesus calls them the foolish. They come knocking at the door. Let us in. He says, I don't know you. Again, theologically speaking, this is often seen as an end of times parable. It's about being ready for when the day comes, when your day comes, maybe, but when you have that encounter with the Lord. But like so many things in the Bible, we can take it and we can apply it in other ways as well. We don't know what's coming. We can't know what's coming. We have no idea. I mean, especially in this time of COVID with everything that happened, I didn't predict this. I didn't predict this time last year that we would be in the place where we are, that I'd be wearing a mask when I go to the grocery store or washing my hands as many times as I do, or I didn't see that coming. And that's true for all of us. None of us have a magic 8-ball that actually works, that tells us what's going to happen tomorrow. And so if I were to tell you that we should be prepared for all things, I would be leading you astray, because it would just induce stress and anxiety. There's no way we can be prepared for all things. But in my house where I work out, I have this poster. And the poster's of Muhammad Ali, right? Working out. I think he's working out with a heavy bag. And it's his quote, and I'm going to have to paraphrase it, but he says, I hated every minute of training. Every minute of training. But I kept telling myself to keep going, and I'd be the best. No, we can't prepare ourselves for everything. But we can prepare ourselves for where we are. I know that sounds strange. We prepare for the future. Where we are is in the future. It's the present, but just bear with me. If I look at this YouTube channel as an example, I was prepared for where I thought I was, which was offering a YouTube channel to my parish and to friends and family. I wasn't prepared for offering my YouTube channel to the world. I wasn't prepared for people in New Zealand and Denmark and Florida and Texas and Nebraska and Alberta. I wasn't ready for that. But going forward, now that I know where I am, I can prepare myself for it. I can prepare myself for the day-to-day that this will require. But there are a few things that we can address, and we see them in the parable. We need to know who it is we're serving. In this particular case, the maidens were serving the bridegroom. They knew who he was. All right? They knew who he was. They knew who he was about. They knew what he needed. They understood who they were serving. They knew who they were. They knew their responsibilities. They knew their limitations. They knew that what they had to do in order to serve the one they were serving. The third thing is we have to know where we are. We have to be aware of our surroundings. We have to be aware of our assets. We have to be aware of what we need. We have to be aware of the challenges, the opportunities. We've got to be able to have a pretty good idea of what is around us, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, the whole works. And finally, we have to be prepared to act. I don't just mean, I'm ready to go. I mean, you truly have to be ready to go. In this case, they needed the lamp oil. The lamp oil plays a big part in this. They were ready with the lamp oil. Our cases might be different, right? But we need to be ready that when the moment comes, we can step into it. Again, that will be a matter of being physically prepared. Eating right, exercising, getting lots of rest. Mentally prepared. Taking your time to study and to read and to explore. Emotionally, spiritually prepared. Looking for those limiting beliefs that we all carry, looking for that stuck energy that seems to be all around us that causes us to be triggered by the world that's sometimes falling down on top of us. There's work to be done in the world. I don't know about your context. I know about mine. We need to be ready. We need to know who it is we are serving. We need to know who we are in the equation and what our place is. We need to know what our responsibilities are. We need to know about our surroundings. What's around us? What's out there? And we need to be ready to act as the opportunity arises. We don't always meet our intended objectives. But the more prepared we are, the more likely we are to do the things that we truly want to do. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you, and may you know the peace of being in God's presence. And I pray that you will work to prepare yourself not for the unexpected, but for where you are, where you find yourself. Amen.